Imagine waking up at 6:47 in the morning, picking up your phone, and seeing 4 sale notifications, all from while you were asleep. No alarm went off for these. No client called. No shift started. Nobody needed anything from you. A digital file that took maybe 2 hours to make sold itself 4 times overnight to 4 people this creator has never met and will probably never speak to. This is the version of digital products that actually works. Not the fantasy where you upload one thing and make millions, but the real version where you build slowly and consistently until one day your income doesn't stop when you do. But here's the question that nobody actually answers. Why does one person's Canva template sell 400 times on Etsy while someone else's nearly identical template sells 0? Same product, same platform, completely different results. That gap is exactly what this video is about. Not motivation, not anyone can do it, but the actual mechanics of why some digital products sell on autopilot and most don't. Here's what we're covering today. First, what digital products actually are. Not a generic list, but the 4 specific types selling right now in the US market that a complete beginner can build without any special skills. Second, where to sell them, because Etsy, Gumroad, and Stan Store are not interchangeable, and picking the wrong one is the most common first mistake. Third, the real math across 3 income tiers, from $7 templates to $197 mini courses. Fourth, the theme page angle that most videos on this topic skip entirely, which is how people with 0 existing audience build free traffic to their store. And fifth, the 5 reasons most people who try this fail, because knowing them going in is what separates 6 months of progress from 6 months of wasted effort. Let's get into it. A digital product is a file, a PDF, a template, a spreadsheet, a document, something a buyer downloads and uses immediately. You make it once, and every sale after that costs you nothing to fulfill. There are hundreds of types, but 4 categories stand out right now in the US market as the most beginner-friendly and highest in demand. Notion templates are the first. Notion is a productivity app where people manage their tasks, notes, goals, and finances. Think of it as a fully customizable workspace. The problem is that setting it up from scratch takes hours, so people buy pre-built templates like student planners, business dashboards, or habit trackers and just fill in their own information. A well-designed Notion template on Etsy sells for $7 to $25, and the same file can sell thousands of times without any changes. Canva templates are the second. Canva is the design tool most non-designers use for social media posts, resumes, pitch decks, and business cards. People buy Canva template packs so they don't have to design anything from scratch. They just swap in their text and their colors, and the design is done. Instagram post bundles, resume kits, and media kit templates sell extremely well on Etsy because the barrier to use them is almost 0. Ebooks and guides are the third type, not novels, but niche how-to content. Something like How I Got My First Freelance Client in 30 Days, or The Beginner's Guide to Budgeting on a 40K Salary. Specific, practical, and priced between $15 and $45. These work best when you have some kind of audience already, because buyers need to trust you before they'll pay for advice. ChatGPT prompt packs are the fourth, and this one is newer, but the demand is real. Freelancers, marketers, and small business owners who use AI tools daily will pay $7 to $20 for a pack of 50 well-written prompts built for their specific use case, something like 50 ChatGPT prompts for freelance writers or ChatGPT prompts for real estate agents. The more specific the niche, the higher the conversion rate. You can build any of these, but where you sell them matters more than the product itself, and most people get this decision completely wrong. 3 platforms, 3 very different mechanics, and most people pick one randomly, then wonder why nothing is selling. Etsy is a marketplace with 45 million active buyers already on it. You list your product, you write the title and description with the right keywords, and Etsy's search engine starts showing your listing to people already looking for it. You don't need followers or an audience. The traffic is already there, and your job is just to appear in it. Etsy charges 20 cents per listing plus 6.5% per sale, and it's the right starting point for Canva templates, Notion templates, digital planners, and anything a stranger would search for and buy without needing to know who you are. Gumroad is a storefront, not marketplace. Nobody browses Gumroad looking for things to buy. You bring the traffic yourself from your Instagram, your YouTube, your email list, wherever your audience already lives. Gumroad takes 10% per sale with no listing fees, and it works best for ebooks, guides, mini courses, and prompt packs, anything where the buyer needs to trust you before they purchase. Stan Store and similar link in bio storefronts are built for creators who are actively growing a social media presence. One link in your Instagram or TikTok bio opens a clean storefront showing all your products, and it works especially well for low-priced impulse buys under $15 that followers grab without overthinking it. The rule is straightforward. If you have no audience yet, start on Etsy. If you're building an audience, add Gumroad or Stan alongside. Most successful digital product sellers run both simultaneously, Etsy for passive discovery and Gumroad for audience-driven sales. Now let's talk about money, because the math on this business has 3 completely different shapes depending on what you're selling, and most people only ever see one of them. 3 tiers, all real, all different timelines. The first is the Etsy template model, a Notion or Canva template priced at $7 with a well-optimized listing gets roughly 500 visitors a month, and 2 to 3% of those visitors buy. That's 10 to 15 sales. 10 sales at $7 is $70 a month per template, which sounds small until you have 10 templates earning the same way, which is $700 a month. 30 templates gets you to $2,100 a month, and every one of those templates was built once in 2 to 3 hours and has been selling without any additional work since. The second is the ebook model, a focused guide priced at $27 sent to an email list of 1,000 people. Small but real. 3% of that list buys from a single email, which is 30 sales and $810 from one email to a list you already own. The guide was written once, the list keeps growing. The same email goes out again to every new subscriber. The third is the mini course model, priced at $97 to $197. Even 20 sales a month, and 20 is not a large number with a real audience behind it, generates $2,000 to $4,000 from one product built once. Most successful digital product sellers start at Tier 1, build an audience while their Etsy listings generate passive income, and eventually launch a higher ticket product to that same audience. The tiers compound, they don't replace each other. But here's the question that probably just came up. If you're starting with 0 followers and 0 audience, how do you build the traffic that makes any of this actually work? This is the section most videos on digital products skip entirely, and it's arguably the most important piece for someone starting from 0. A theme page is a niche content account on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube built around one specific topic: personal finance, productivity, side hustles, minimalism, fitness on a budget, whatever the niche is. You don't show your face, and you don't need to be an expert. You create and share useful content consistently in that niche, and as the page grows, which for a focused niche page with consistent posting can happen in 3 to 6 months, you add a link in your bio pointing to your Gumroad or Stan store. Every post promotes your product indirectly. A finance page posts budgeting tips, and the bio link goes to a $9 budget spreadsheet. Followers who already trust your content see a product that costs less than lunch and buy it without hesitation. The price point is intentional. $7 to $15 is an impulse buy that doesn't require a sales page, a funnel, or a complicated pitch. If you're building a faceless YouTube channel in a niche, the model becomes even stronger. AdSense revenue from your videos plus digital product sales from the description link creates 2 income streams from the exact same content you're already making. The channel drives traffic to the product revenue funds better content, and the 2 build each other over time. This all sounds clean on paper, and it genuinely works this way. But there's a specific reason most people who try digital products quit after 3 months with almost nothing to show for it. The first problem is no niche. People build a productivity template or a business guide with no specific audience in mind, and nobody on Etsy searches for something that vague. They search for Notion template for college students or Canva resume template for nurses. The more specific the product, the smaller the competition, and the higher the chance someone actually buys it. The second is platform mismatch, uploading an ebook to Etsy with no audience driving traffic to it, or listing templates on Gumroad with 0 followers to buy them. Etsy is for discoverability, and Gumroad is for audiences you already have. Mixing these up quietly wastes months of effort. The third is wrong pricing. A $1 template signals low quality and buyers skip it. A $150 template from an unknown creator with 3 reviews feels too risky for most people to try. $7 to $25 is the right range for templates and printables, $15 to $45 for ebooks, and $97 or more for courses, but only once you have real social proof. The fourth is skipping Etsy SEO entirely. The listing title, tags, and description are how Etsy decides who to show your product to. A listing called My Notion Template gets shown to nobody, while a listing called Notion Student Planner, College Dashboard, Study Schedule, and Grade Tracker gets found by people actively searching for exactly that. This is learnable in an afternoon, and most people never bother. The fifth is the one product mindset. Someone makes one template, gets 3 sales, and calls it a failure. On Etsy specifically, volume of listings directly creates volume of income. 10 listings is not a business, but 30 starts to feel like one. The operators clearing $2,000 to $3,000 a month on Etsy almost always have 40 or more active listings across several niches. Fix those 5 things, and the model works the way it's supposed to. But before you go build your first product, I want to be straight with you about one more thing. This income doesn't happen overnight. And I'm telling you that because every other video in this niche shows you the month 12 numbers without showing you months 1 through 11. With 5 Etsy listings and no audience, you're looking at $100 to $300 a month. Not life-changing, but it's real money from files you made once. With 20 listings and a small social media presence in the low thousands of followers, you're in the $500 to $1,000 range. And that typically takes 3 to 5 months of consistent work. With 50 listings, a 10,000 follower theme page, and products at a few different price points, $2,000 to $4,000 a month is realistic. And that's the 6 to 12 month mark for most people who stay consistent. The reason it's worth building anyway is the compounding. A template you listed in month 2 is still selling in month 14. An ebook you wrote in month 4 earns from every new subscriber who joins your list a year later. You're building an asset that grows on its own, and that's something a job or a service business almost never gives you. Here's the full picture. Digital products work because you create once and sell forever. The 4 beginner-friendly types right now are Notion templates, Canva templates, ebooks, and ChatGPT prompt packs. Etsy is where you start with no audience, Gumroad is where you sell when people already trust you, and the math scales with the volume of your listings and the size of the audience you build alongside them. The people failing at this are making generic products, choosing the wrong platform, pricing incorrectly, skipping Etsy SEO, and quitting after one product. And none of those are complicated problems, they're just common ones. If you're already building a niche page or a YouTube channel, you're one product away from a second income stream running on content you're already making. The next real question when you sit down to build your first product is how do you pick a niche and validate that people are already buying before you spend 3 hours making something nobody wants? That's what the next video covers. Stay tuned for that.